The email subject line glowed red on her screen again. Thank you for applying, but we regret to inform you. Rejection number 50. Ella stared at her laptop like it had personally betrayed her. Her finger hovered over the touchpad. Then she slowly closed the screen and let the silence wash over her. The walls of her tiny apartment seemed to close in tighter with each no she received. She had graduated top of her class, honors, awards, volunteer work, internship. Everyone told her the world would fall at her feet, but the world didn't fall. Instead, it shut its doors. For 2 whole years, Ella applied, edited her CV, rewrote her cover letters, smiled through countless interviews. She memorized, "Tell me about yourself," answers, and perfected her "Why should we hire you?" And still, 50 companies saw her as not enough. Her savings gone, her confidence one thing, her friends moving on. She couldn't help but wonder, was something wrong with me? That night, she did something she hadn't done in a long time. She cried. Not the soft kind of crying you do into a pillow, but the ugly kind, the kind that shakes your soul and forces you to everything questioning. Then something unexpected happened. A message popped up on her phone. "Hi Ella, I just saw your LinkedIn post. Would love to chat about a possible opportunity at our company. Are you free for this week?" She froze because the person who sent that message wasn't just anyone. It was from Sky Tech Innovations, the very company she had dreamed about working with since she was 17. And just like that, the story was about to change. Ella dropped her coffee mug. The message was still on her phone screen, glowing like it held the keys to a different life. "Are you free for a chat this week?" She stared at it, her heart beat in her throat. For a second, she thought it was a prank, but when she clicked the sender's profile, no doubt it was Ariana Blake, Senior Talent Lead at SkyTech Innovations, the company Ella had admired since her university days, the one that always felt a bit too far, a bit too big, a bit too impossible. Her hands trembled as she replied, "Yes, I'm available anytime." And she meant it. She had barely slept. She ironed the only blazer she had twice, practiced her pitch, rehearsed her story, and when Ariana's face appeared on the screen, Ella smiled so hard it almost hurt. "Ella," Ariana said warmly, "your writing is brilliant. I read your LinkedIn post about job rejections. It was raw, honest, and powerful. That's the voice we need here." Ella blinked. Wait, was she dreaming? For the first time, someone saw her. Not just her resume, not her GPA or volunteer hours, but her voice, her pain, her truth. "Tell me," Ariana asked, "what kept you going after all those no's?" Ella paused. She could have said hope or faith, but instead she answered with honesty. "I didn't always keep going. I broke down a lot, but something in me refused to die quietly. I wanted to be heard, even if the world wasn't listening yet." Ariana didn't say anything for a moment. Then she smiled. "That's exactly what we are looking for." No promises had been made, but something had changed. For the first time in 2 years, hope didn't feel like a cruel joke. It felt like a seed being watered. Thunder roared outside. Ella sat at her desk, laptop open, fingers frozen above the keyboard. It was time. SkyTech had sent her a final assessment task, the kind of creative challenge that made or broke candidates. She had 24 hours to complete it. And the brief, brutal. Pitch a full marketing campaign that tells a personal story, connects emotionally with a global audience, and aligns with SkyTech's core values. No pressure. Ella read the brief again and again, then stared at the blinking cursor like it was mocking her. Suddenly, her odd doubts crept in, loud and sharp. You're not good enough. They'll see you are just pretending. 50 companies already said no. What makes this one different? She stood up, paced, rubbed her forehead, sat back down. But then she did something she hadn't done before. She closed her eyes and whispered, "Forget what they want, write what I know." She wrote about rejection. She wrote about invisible people with powerful voices. She wrote about how even broken things can shine if someone gives them a chance. Words poured out of her like a storm finally breaking. She didn't just admit or she didn't just submit a task. She submitted her heart. Her phone buzzed. An email from Ariana. She didn't open it right away. She stared at the subject line for a full minute. Final decision, SkyTech application. Her chest rose, fell. She tapped the screen and then she screamed. "Dear Ella, we are thrilled to offer you a position as our new storytelling strategist at SkyTech Innovations." She screamed again, then cried, then laughed, then cried some more. Because after 2 years of silence, 50 rejections, and one final shot in the dark, someone had finally said yes. And not just anyone, her dream company. A spotlight hits the stage. Ella stands there, dressed in white, confident, glowing, not with makeup but with something deeper. Peace, purpose, pride. Her voice rings out through the auditorium. 2 years ago, I couldn't get a job. I thought rejection meant I wasn't worthy. I thought silence meant I had no hope. But now, I know. I wasn't being rejected. I was being redirected. Applause again, louder this time. This wasn't just a presentation. It was the keynote address at SkyTech's Global Storytelling Summit. Ella wasn't just hired. She had become the voice of the very company she once thought would never even notice her. She walked into the sleek building, wide-eyed, heart thumping. The receptionist greeted her with a smile and said, "Welcome, Ella. We've been waiting for you." No one had ever said that to her before. That first week, she found herself sitting in rooms with creative directors, marketing executives, and CEOs who actually listened to her ideas, who wrote things down when she spoke. She wasn't invisible anymore. Weeks later, she received a message from a young graduate. "Hi, Ella. I read your story. I've been rejected 14 times. I was about to give up, but then I saw what you posted. Thank you for giving me hope." Tears welled in Ella's eyes because that was it, the full circle moment. She had once begged for a seat at the table. Now she was building tables for others. She was living proof that rejection doesn't define you, resilience does. She closed her eyes, let the wind hit her face, and whispered, "Thank you for every no that led me here." And then she smiled because she wasn't just hired by her dream company, she had become the dream. This story is very, very interesting. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you.